Hello students, in this video we will discuss about the another nucleic acid, that is RNA. In our previous video we had talked about the DNA, and this is the RNA, ribonucleic acid. Here the ribose sugar is present, that's why it is the ribonucleic acid. There are three types of RNA found in the cells, that is mRNA means messenger RNA, tRNA means transfer RNA, and rRNA means ribosomal RNA. The percentage of mRNA is about 5%, the percentage of tRNA is about 20%, and the percentage of rRNA is about 75 to 80%. The maximum rRNA is present. What is the function of these RNAs? mRNA is responsible for carrying the messages for the process of transcription from DNA to the ribosomes, where the protein synthesis will takes place. Clear? So for the process of translation, not transcription, translation is there. So for the process of translation or protein synthesis, the messages from DNA is carried out by messenger RNA, because DNA is present inside the nucleus and it has the information for the protein synthesis. Ribosomes are the site for protein synthesis, which are present in the cytoplasm. So for the process of protein synthesis, either the DNA is come out of the nucleus or the ribosome is getting inside the nucleus. Both of them will not take place. So the information for protein synthesis is taken out from DNA by messenger RNA, and it is in the coded form which reaches to the ribosomes and protein synthesis will takes place. Clear? The tRNA is a transfer RNA. It binds all the amino acids for protein synthesis, and the ribosomal RNA, it is responsible for the synthesis of protein. So these three types of RNA are present in the cell. Firstly, we will talk about the mRNA, that is messenger RNA. The synthesis of mRNA will take place by the process of transcription from DNA. The process of RNA synthesis from DNA is called as transcription. So by the process of transcription, mRNA will form. Here an intermediate is also there, that is called as hnRNA, that is heteronuclear RNA. Firstly the hnRNA will form, and after capping and tailing, the hnRNA will converted into the mRNA. How is this process takes place? We will discuss about this. Suppose this is the strand of DNA. The process of transcription is going to take place in the DNA strand. So this is the strand of DNA. DNA is a double-stranded structure. This is DNA strand. The coding sequence of the DNA strand is A, T, G, C. A, T, G, C. These are read in the triplet form, A, T, G, C, A, T, G, C. On the complementary strand, how the coding is there? We know that A pairs with T, T pairs with A, G pairs with C, and C pairs with G. That is TACG. This is the coding on the complementary strand. Clear? We are synthesizing RNA from the DNA strand. So we will know that in case of RNA, at the place of thymine, uracil is there. So if we synthesize RNA from this strand, then we know that in place of thymine there will be uracil. So A pairs with T, and in case of RNA here the U is there. Clear? T pairs with A, G pairs with C. So this type of sequence will come on the strand of mRNA if the synthesis takes place on this strand. This is not the correct sequence, because we will obtain, or we will want the correct sequence for this. Clear? This is the coding strand. So if on this strand the sequence, what will be the sequence on the mRNA strand? T, in place of T, U is there. The opposite strand here A is there. Opposite to A is T, and opposite to A T will be there, but in case of RNA U will be there, and C, that is G. So we want this type of sequence. It means we want U at the place of T. If we take this strand, then this sequence will arise. It is the wrong sequence. We are not getting the U at the place of T. We are getting A at the place of T. So this strand is right. In this strand, we will obtain U at the place of T. So the process of mRNA synthesis will take place on this strand of DNA. This is the coding strand. This strand is called as coding strand. And on coding strand, the process of RNA synthesis will not take place. The opposite strand on which the mRNA synthesis will take place, this is called as template strand. So this is the template strand. On this strand, the process of transcription will takes place. Clear? So we are taking this template strand. This is the template strand of DNA, and we want mRNA from this template strand. First of all, a strand which is formed, this is not the mRNA. This strand is called as hnRNA. It means heteronuclear RNA. This is heteronuclear RNA will form first. What is the exact structure of this heteronuclear RNA? I am drawing here. The exact structure of this hnRNA will like this. It has some introns and exon part. The shaded part which is I am drawing, it is the exons, and the blank part is the introns. This is the exon, and this blank part is the introns. Exons are the coding part, and introns are the non-coding part. So if the introns are non-coding, then what is the requirement of this non-coding part? We does not require this part. So we have to remove this part, and for removing this part from the hnRNA, the process is taking place, that is called as splicing. Clear? Next one, the process of splicing will taking place on the hnRNA strand, in which the cutting of the strand will take place. Cutting with the help of an enzyme, cutting by endonuclease enzyme. The endonucleases are molecular scissors. So the endonuclease enzyme is helpful in the process of splicing, in which the exons and introns of the hnRNA will separate from each other. So these parts will cut like this. Exon, intron, exon, intron, exon and intron. These are the exons. The shaded parts are the exons, and the non-shaded parts are the introns. Clear? This is the intron. Now we have to join all the exons together, because the coding is taking place on the axon part. Axon is the coding part. So the coding takes place on the axons. So we have to join all the axons together. Here one also enzyme is taking part, that is called as ligase enzyme, and this ligase is molecular glue. This is the molecular glue and endonuclease is the molecular scissor. So molecular glue, it joins, ligase joins only the axon parts. So the joining of axon will take place and all the axons gets joined with the help of ligase enzyme. So this is one axon, second axon, third, fourth and fifth. These are the axons. Okay, all of these are the shaded. That's why these all are the axons. Now we call it mRNA. No, it is not the mRNA because it is unstable. So for providing stability to this strand, we have to stabilize this. This is not the mRNA, it is unstable. So it undergoes the process of stabilization. Clear? After the process of stabilization, it will converted into the mRNA strand. Now, how the process of stabilization will take place? This is the strand, axon strand. At the 5' end of the strand, a molecule is going to join, that is called as cap. It means for the process of stabilization, capping and tailing process will take place. Here also a molecule is going to join at the 3' end part. This is called as tail. And this is the part. Here the starting codon is there. And here the stop codon is there. This is the starting codon which will start the process, and this is the stopping codon which will stop the process, and the segment which is present between both of these is the structural gene. This is the structural gene. So by the process of capping and tailing, this is the cap part which is joins at the 5' end and the tail part which joins at the 3' end. This is called as capping and tailing, and always this is the starting part and the second one is the stop codon. The center part is called as structural gene. Clear? This type of structure an mRNA is having. So this is the exact structure of the mRNA, and the process of synthesis of mRNA is called as transcription. Clear? So this is all about the structure of mRNA. Now come to the next type of RNA, that is called as tRNA, and this tRNA is the transfer RNA. Clear? Second type of RNA is the transfer RNA. It joins it collects all the amino acids for the synthesis of protein. Now what is the structure of tRNA? tRNA has a clover leaf like structure. So it has a clover leaf like structure. It is single stranded part tRNA. I am drawing the structure. This is the strand. Here it forms an arm. This is an arm. Here one more arm is there. So this is the one more arm. Here another arm. This is the third arm is there. And here the rudimentary arm is present. This type of structure a tRNA is having. This is the 5' end, and here all complete, this is the complete strand forming different loops, and this is the 3' end. Clear? This lower arm is called as anticodon arm or the anticodon loop. So this lower arm is the anticodon loop or the anticodon arm. At this arm, the anticodons are synthesized. For example, this is the strand of mRNA, and on this mRNA, the informations are present in the coded form. So, suppose here one information is present in the code of AUG. It is the starting codon which codes the methionine amino acid. So, this is the AUG. Anticodon means the opposite codon to this. Opposite to A is T, opposite to U is A, and opposite to G is C. This is the anticodon which is synthesized on this anticodon arm. So this is called as anticodon arm. This is the code, this is the code, and this is the anticode of this code. Clear? So this is the codon and this is the anticodon. Clear? It is the anticodon arm. Now come to this arm. This is called as T loop, and it helps in the ribosome recognition and ribosome binding. This is called as T loop. T loop, and what is its function? Its function is to recognize and binding the ribosome. This is the function of this arm, to recognize and binding the ribosomes. It is also known as GTP-CG arm, also known as GTP-CG arm. Here G, T, P, C and G. The P get replaced and it is also denoted by psi. Clear? The P is denoted by psi. This is called as pseudouridine. Here the uracil is going to replaced and it forms the pseudouridine. So this is represented by psi. That's why it is also called as GTP-CG arm. Now come to this arm. This arm is called as D loop. And what is its function? Its function is identification of amino acid. It identifies identification of amino acid. Clear? So its function is identification of amino acid, not the binding, because the amino acid binding site is the different site. Here only the recognition or the identification process is going to take place. This is also called as DIHU loop. DIHU. So it is also called as DIHU loop. Here the uracil is also going to change. That's why it is called as DIHU arm. And where the amino acids binding site is present, here the 3' end, at this end the OH group, this is the functional group, this OH group is free, and at this site the amino acid binding site is present. So it is the amino acid binding site. Clear? So from 3' end the amino acid is going to bind, and all the process that is going to completed on the tRNA. This is the amino acid identification or recognition site. it is the anticodon site and it is the T site where the ribosome is going to isolate or where the ribosome is going to identify. Clear? This is only the single strand. This is the 5' end of the strand. Here the loops are present and this is the another end of 5', 3' end. So this is the another end of the end of the RNA. This is the 3' end. The last coding sequence is CCA. This is the CCA. It is the last coding sequence at this strand. The process is starting from the 5' end and we are reading it like this CCA, not ACC, because the process is starting in this manner. Clear? So in this manner we come to that. This is the CCA. इस तरह से हम इसको read करना start करेंगे. Clear? So this is all about the tRNA. Now the last type of RNA, that is called as ribosomal RNA. The structure of ribosomal RNA is not yet known. It is a coiled structure and the RNA is basically made up of proteins and rRNA. Clear? The rRNA, it is present in the large amount. Its function is to synthesize protein, but its structure is not yet known. Clear? So this is all about the RNA and the different types of RNA. In our next video, we will discuss about one another type of biomolecule. Thank you very much.